name is Eva Günther. I'm the interior designer of the all-new BMW X5. And I'm right now here in Atlanta to show you the interior design. We start with the overall impression. So we have really nice long lines leading through the interior. We have the nice wraparound coming from the door into the IP. And the IP is overall designed so it really stretches the design of the IP. So we emphasize the width with horizontal lines and play with a nice twist of surfaces when you see for example the door. So the idea of the design was to keep the main surfaces really clean and bundle all the functions in islands. For example, here in the center console we have all the functions which are needed for driving, and we bundle them in an island, so we reduce the overall parts in the interior. The same for the air vent and the climate control. We reduce the overall height and the amount of buttons to really simplify the interior. The idea was to have a tidy and clear appearance. Then when you go really into detail of the buttons and the controls, you see these nice little structures, and I think this is a way to make interior live long, because the first read is really like the emotions of the lines and the feeling of the surfaces. Second read, you see the buttons and more the details, and then when you go closer you see the structures, you see the facets on the glass and how the glass is playing with the light, and this is, in my opinion, really nice for the interior is kind of growing on you when you look at it more in detail. We have a really strong driver orientation. The center information display is even more angled than before. This is, I think, a perfect BMW driver orientation. Another driver orientation, which is kind of new for the X cars, is the uprising middle console here, and it's also in the door. So we emphasize the command position here in the interior by this uprising lines. So you feel like sitting in a comfortable chair, and the lines guide you on the road. And this line here, for example, in the door, continues in the air vent and really leads you up. At night, when the light is on, you see it even stronger. I think the interior overall has a really warm and nice feeling. You feel right away comfortable. You can work in here, you can just enjoy being in here, but it's also thanks to the strong driver orientation, still a nice driving machine. The glass application called Crafted Glass Clarity, and I think it's a nice highlight showing the craftsmanship here in the car. So we have this glass application in the gear shifter, start stop button, iDrive control, and the volume button. And I think it's a highlight of the car. It's like a jewelry piece. And let me show you the thermal cup holder. Especially now when it's so hot in here, you can just take your water and put it in there. I can show it to you. Just put it in there and then turn it on and cool it down. And then you see it nicely because the light is blue. And in case you have a coffee, you can just heat it up and your coffee will stay warm. Here you see also our new ashtray, but I guess, yeah, for the US market it's maybe not so important. But it fits nicely to the rest of the interior. We have here also the nice structure. It's really made with a lot of love into details. It's like here, same structure. For us in the interior, it was really important to have a perfection in the materials, like how materials are meeting each other. So we have zero shut lines in a lot of places. So the gaps here are not existing anymore. And also how the light is integrated. It's really nicely in the part. You see it also in the door. In the door we have the light really embedded in the part. This is, we call it precision. We have this play in between poetry, like this overall nice surface treatment, emotional surfaces, playing with light and shadow, and the precision in the details. And I think this is what makes a BMW a BMW. The new BMW X5 has two 12.3-inch displays, which are kind of flowing from one into the other, still emphasizing the driving orientation. And this is quite new, and the big screens really help you to read easily the content and to play with your widgets. And yeah, I think this is a highlight of this car.